In the late 1850s, the British East India Company placed a staggering price on a single man's head, 50,000 rupees. To see the scale of this reward, we have to look at its modern value. 50,000 rupees in 1857 scales to roughly 5 crore rupees, or over $600,000. Capturing an international threat or a high-ranking general might warrant a payout of this size, but the target on this ledger was an untrained peasant named Banke Chamar. This antique map shows the northwestern provinces during the Great Rebellion of 1857, when British control over the interior was under constant threat. While rebellion history usually focuses on major sieges in cities like Delhi, Banke Chamar operated here, in rural Jaunpur, Uttar Pradesh. The British government treated this unranked rural rebel as a high-priority target. It was a commitment of resources that matched their pursuit of royal heirs and military commanders. Rather than joining the large-scale military clashes of the rebellion, Banke organized 18 men into a specialized guerrilla unit. They utilized the dense, uncharted jungles of Jaunpur as a base. The foliage and terrain neutralized the British Army's ability to use conventional marching formations or heavy artillery. Banke's unit focused on intercepting heavily armed British supply convoys. They launched sudden, high-impact raids and disappeared into the brush before the smoke could clear. These strikes hit the British Empire where it was most vulnerable. Each ambush drained the treasury and proved that the company could not secure its own supply lines. Banke successfully turned the terrain against the British. By shifting the conflict into the forest, he removed the Empire's technological advantage and forced them into a war of attrition they were losing. To maintain his operational security, Banke distributed stolen British wealth back to the local villages. This created a network of peasants who provided him with food and intelligence while refusing to speak to the British. When military searches failed to produce results, the British administration realized they couldn't find Banke through force. They decided to change their strategy. They introduced the 50,000 rupee bounty into a region experiencing severe poverty. It was a specific attempt to break the loyalty of the local population by offering a sum that represented several lifetimes of labor. In a landscape of extreme scarcity, the pressure of the reward eventually yielded results. A local informant betrayed the location of Banke's hidden camp. Based on that tip, a sudden military raid swept the camp in the middle of the night, capturing Banke Chamar and his 18 comrades. The British eventually ended the insurgency, not through superior tactics in the field, but by leveraging the economic desperation of the local people. Following the capture, the authorities ignored standard legal procedures. There was no trial for the prisoners. To ensure the public understood the cost of resistance, the British authorities marched all 19 men to a large banyan tree in Jaunpur and hanged them together. However, the execution didn't solve the Empire's problem. They realized that a dead rebel could become a symbol that would continue to inspire the region. The British then attempted to rewrite the historical record. In official colonial archives, they reclassified Banke Chamar as a common bandit, stripping away his status as a guerrilla strategist to minimize his legacy. The Empire spent a massive sum and bypassed its own laws to capture Banke and attempt to minimize him in the history books. But while they could simply label him a bandit on paper, his name survived through the oral traditions and folk songs of the people of Jaunpur.